From Nutrient Ag Solutions, this is Senior Meteorologist Andrew Pritchard with your Canadian Prairie weather story for Monday, April 25th, 2022. Checking in with temperatures. As promised, we've seen a little bit of a warm-up here across portions of the west. Much of the very cold air has been pushed off to the north and to the east. We're at times tapping into that across eastern portions of the prairies. We continue to see systems making their way from west to east across the region. Last 7 days of precipitation, we brought another significant storm through southeastern Saskatchewan, central and southern portions of Manitoba, while we continue to see drier conditions across portions of southern Alberta, southwestern Saskatchewan, some precipitation along the Highway 16 corridor into the Peace River region last week as well. Soil temperatures, again, thawing out across the west, remaining below freezing in the east, especially where we have some snow on the ground. Again, we've seen lack of precipitation and periodic warm-ups in the west, and then continuing to see wintry precipitation and shots of cold air across the east. Drought monitor, this is an old map. We'll get another one here in a couple of weeks, but we continue to see that extreme drought across the Saskatchewan and Alberta border with better conditions, improving conditions as you head off toward the east. We'll look at the satellite picture. It continues to be quite active across North America. Again, we've got little swirls. You can pick out one here across the Atlantic. We've got our departing storm right now making its way across Quebec into Ontario. You can see the cold front extending all the way down into the central U.S. with showers and storms along that. We've got high pressure in between, quiet conditions here, although very narrow corridor here with some cloud cover and some precipitation with our next disturbance off the Pacific coast right now on this early Monday morning. Looking at the radar picture, finally, again, here's that very narrow band of some light precipitation across, kind of western into southern portions of Saskatchewan. Just a very narrow band here with some showers, maybe some snow showers on this Monday morning, not even being picked up by the NAM model. As we look at the forecast over the next 3.5 days, we do see another system lift out midweek, bringing some scattered snow and rain showers. We'll go ahead and slow this down, take it day by day for you. Again, quiet start to the week. We'll see that precipitation across western and southern Saskatchewan taper off. Again, very narrow, very localized precipitation here this morning. A quiet Monday for everyone else. Generally a quiet Tuesday as well. It's Tuesday night into Wednesday, maybe late Tuesday evening into Tuesday night, and then Wednesday we see our next disturbance eject here across Alberta, moving into Saskatchewan with some very light precipitation as we get into Monday. This one really kind of lifts to the north into the east and then falls apart across this region, just scattered precipitation here. A mix of rain and some snow. We'll look at precipitation accumulation by type through Thursday, and again, this is mostly from that late Tuesday into Wednesday storm system. Again, maybe picking up 5 to 10 centimeters of snow here across areas north of Highway 16, and then maybe 5 to 15 millimeters of total precipitation, mostly in the form of showers or a wintry mix, as you head into central and maybe south central portions of Manitoba and then, Alberta. And then that precipitation becomes much lighter as you head down toward the U.S. border. We'll be gusty with this next low as well. You're looking at total max wind gusts over the next 3 days. A lot of this going to be gusty on Tuesday and Wednesday. Once again, wind gusts anywhere from 60 to 70 kilometers per hour. So as we continue to see systems move through, we'll continue to see those windy days, and we'll continue to see the chance for precipitation. This is the next 10 days from the European ensemble on the left, the GFS ensemble on the right. You see an active corridor right through this region, kind of from British Columbia through the prairie into the northern plains of the U.S. and then down into the Midwest. That's where we're really going to just see a parade of storm systems making their way in from the Pacific, sweeping through areas across the prairie or maybe south of the prairie, depositing some moisture across the northern plains, and then portions of the prairie, especially southern portions of the prairie, before these systems continue off into the Great Lakes and the Midwest of the United States. So again, here's the European weeklies, the latest forecast there for the entire month of May. You see a big dry corridor here across the western United States, but the active corridor, where we expect it to be active, is here from the prairie into portions of the Great Lakes, the Midwest, and then down into the southern U.S. So again, looking at active conditions, the pattern remaining unblocked and active, with periodic storm systems bringing in at least scattered chances for precipitation across the region. So again, it does look active. We're talking about getting into the spring, into the planting season. We will likely be dodging storm systems as we continue on into May. And this is what that looks like. This is the 500 millibar height pattern across North America. This is the storm track. Here you see storm number, we'll call it arbitrarily storm number 1. It's one of many, but the one most recent one here making its way off across again into into Ontario and then eventually into Quebec. But we got the next one here waiting off the Pacific coast. And as I take the drawings off here and just hit play on that, you can see once again the storm track here, just one after another, coming in from the Gulf of Alaska into British Columbia and the Pacific Northwest, then diving into the northern plains. So as we look at this again from the ensemble model in terms of 24-hour precipitation totals, you can see again there's one storm, here comes another one. We just kind of keep this corridor going kind of from northwest into the southeast. And so verbatim from the European operational run, as we get further out into this, use some more of a skeptical eye, but this paints the picture here as it stands right now on last night's European model run. Again, high pressure behind Storm 1, Storm 2 waiting off the Pacific coast makes its way in late Tuesday into Wednesday. So here we go, Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, we're seeing that rain and snow activity across Alberta, portions of western Saskatchewan. That storm system kind of lifts to the north and then fades away. We then wait for the next system to come in here, maybe over the weekend, likely south of the region with another one on its heels early next week, making its way perhaps into the prairie. But this is what it looks like here. This is May 1st. Storm system here, storm system here, storm system there. We just continue the parade going. So specifics, we're going to have to work those out probably in the 1 to 3 day range as far as where the precipitation falls. Are we seeing snow? How much cold air gets tugged in on the back? Is it a widespread event, or are we talking about hit or miss precipitation? Each one will have its own flavor that we'll have to kind of digest. But the point is, and the big picture is, an active pattern continues on into the month of May. So here's over the next 7 days. This takes us through Sunday, through May 1st. Looking at the probability of picking up more than a half inch of precipitation. And again, southern areas here getting close to that 100% range, areas off to the north, much higher percent chance of precipitation there. The lowest shot and the driest area going to continue to be southern Alberta into southwest Saskatchewan, but we'll still see the opportunities for precipitation there as we head into the month of May. Your temperatures with frequent systems making their way through, we're going to be on the cooler side. We'll see periodic warm-ups continuing, especially across the west, Alberta, western Saskatchewan. You'll feel those warm-ups most frequently, but again, with an active storm track here, we're going to continue to tug cold air into the region with the passage of each one of those. So a little cooler than average, a little wetter than average in a lot of areas here through the end of April into the first half of May. Calgary, your next 10 days, we cool down. Again, heading into the end of April, those high temperatures getting closer to 10 degrees, lows just a few degrees above zero. Edmonton, you're about the same thing here, just a few degrees cooler. Saskatoon, you'll see that slow warm-up heading into midweek, another shot of cold air through the weekend. That's really going to be the theme in the east, is feeling a lot more the brunt of these shots of cold air, there. So active, a little cooler than average through the rest of April into early May.